48% of the Aboriginal population is 24 years and younger, compared to 31% of non-Aboriginals within this age range. Youth present many health issues, and seeing that alcohol and substance abuse is a common issue among Aboriginals, these particular youth will be in need of no ordinary addiction program, but of one that incorporates cultural practices. Yet, how many of these cultural addiction programs even exist? How many are accessible to the population most in need of it? Richard Mayuk, director of the Stay-Yak Healing and Wellness Village Center that will be opening this April in Chilliwack, BC, proposes an option.
If you look across BC, you'll notice that there aren't many Aboriginal treatment centers for youth. That's why we wanted to develop this program. Dr. Lee points out that there are approximately 9,000 children living in BC, and 5,200 of them are Aboriginals. That's more than half the population. Our addiction program should not only address their physical health, but it should also incorporate their cultural practices, as this is a major component for the Aboriginal population.
The addiction program at Stay-Yak Healing and Wellness Village Center specifically targets the female Aboriginal youth population, for they are among the most vulnerable population in Canada, reporting poorer health statuses.
The program may eventually include Aboriginal young men and non-Aboriginal youth. But at this moment, Aboriginal young women between the age of 13 to 17 years of age are our target population. They need to access it more than anyone else right now because they have a greater need.
Mayuk states that this treatment program will look at the holistic needs of these Aboriginal young women.
Addiction is a symptom of other issues these girls face. With their addiction, they have mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. I don't know of many treatment centers offered to Aboriginal youths, let alone ones that take a holistic and cultural approach. Not only that, but where can you find one that is offered to Aboriginal females? They need to access such programs more than males and non-Aboriginals.
Myra, a 16-year-old Aboriginal female, is among the group needing access.
I started drinking alcohol when I was 13 years old. There was a lot going on in my family that was stressing out. I mean, like family, school, just a lot that I couldn't handle when I was 13. I needed an escape, and alcohol helped me do that. I eventually started drinking every day, and now I can't stop. I want to, but I just can't. I need help. My brothers drink as well, but they don't have all the stress and all the other things going on that I have. And they don't seem to have a drinking problem. I need a program that will help me get on the path to a healthier life. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I would also like to access one where I can have my cultural practices because that's important to me. And there's not a lot of programs in BC that will give me that.
Thankfully for Myra, this program will incorporate Aboriginal cultural practices.
This center will offer cleansing ceremonies, wet lodges, and longhouse teaching to the youth. There will also be indigenous knowledge through ceremonies and meeting with elders. This is what makes the center so unique for these girls and apart from the other centers.
The program is an example of a push for Aboriginals to make their health needs known and the importance of them accessing specific health care services. Mary Polak, the Children and Family Development Minister, explains.
So Aboriginal communities need to provide accessible services for their population based on their needs as they arise, instead of the government doing so. As Joe Gallagher, the CEO of the First Nations Health Council, said, these communities need to start taking responsibilities for their own health needs and work towards making services accessible for those who need it, such as these young vulnerable women. This program has the support of the provincial government, but more needs to be done so that their culture is preserved with the health care services they need. There is a reason why many Aboriginal women need or are more vulnerable and need this care more than others. It needs to be addressed.
The Steillac Healing and Wellness Village Center was a 10-year dream of 24 native bands in Fraser Valley, BC, and is set to open this spring. The young Aboriginal women in need of the Holistic Addiction Treatment Center will be able to access the care they need, all the while preserving their cultural practices. After waiting a long time for something like this, the Aboriginal community hopes for success.